We read the Seder of Noach, the portion of Noach this week. We're told about Noach wonderful things. He was a tzaddik. He was a perfect man, tamim, ish, a distinguished man. And the rabbis say that although the Torah says that he was ish tzaddik tamim, had he lived in the time of Abraham, of Avraham Avinu, he wouldn't have been considered such a great man as Abraham. It's a remarkable statement. The Torah says he was ish tzaddik tamim. The Torah says that God went with Noah. Nowhere in the Torah does it say that Abraham was a tamim, that Avraham Avinu was a tamim. In fact, nowhere in the Torah it says that God went with Abraham. Abraham says, I went before him. So why this comparison with Abraham, with Abraham, with it states that had Noah lived in Abraham's generation, he wouldn't have been as great as Abraham. Remarkable question. The great saint and scholar, the Shem Mishmuel, lived about 100 years ago. He says as follows: Abram was a great man, Noach was a great man. And Abram is not called Tamim, but Abram would have been a greater man. You see, you can take two people, they're both perhaps on the same standard of greatness, but one is a self-made man and one that is born inherently great. Who is the better, the more distinguished person? The person who's built himself up, who's become a great man. Avraham Avinu started in a family of idol worshippers. Avraham went through a whole stage, many stages, until he reached his recognition in the Almighty God. Noach was a tzaddik, was a tamim, was a ish, but he had those qualities inherently within him. And therefore, whatever Noach was, he could never ever compare to the greatness of Abraham. Because even if they were on the same spiritual level, but how did they get there? One, Noach, was a natural, inherent, it didn't mean any challenge to him. And Avraham Avinu built himself up, became a great man in his own right. And I think this is a tremendous lesson for all of us. Some are born with a golden spoon in their mouths. Some are born in a spiritual family. But everybody has the ability to become a great person. And if a person becomes a great person without the natural inclination to be so, he can be considered a greater person than the person who it came to easy and naturally. We all start with the qualities of Noach, but always become like Avraham Avinu. Shabbat Shalom.
Moment of Wisdom. Sub-brief and life-changing moments. Join us. Subscribe to Moment of Wisdom channels on YouTube, Telegram, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp.